I hope you're staying safe and healthy during this coronavirus pandemic. As you know, this has really been a trying time for our country. In the midst of everything that's going on, the anti-gun left has been as busy as ever, not letting a crisis go to waste. And they're using the current pandemic to trample on our God-given rights. At least they're trying to. For example, they claim that gun stores are not essential, but then they turn around and release criminals back on the street. And with police not responding to certain calls, it's no wonder that guns are being sold in record numbers. But even in this uncertain time, Gun Owners of America is in the trenches fighting for your rights. And thank God we're winning a lot of these battles. I have several pro-gun victories to share with you. Some of them might have slipped under your radar, but you can find all these victories on our website at gunowners.org. And you can go to the link on the screen and see how you can help support our continued efforts to stay in the fight against other attacks on our rights. One of the biggest victories that we've had is with the Department of Homeland Security's guidance on what businesses are considered essential. Now, at first, the federal government didn't include gun stores or the firearms industry as essential. So GOA and our sister organization, Gun Owners of California, sent a letter to the Trump administration urging that the firearms industry should be included as an essential business. Well, thankfully, the Trump administration listened to the pleas of gun owners and declared that gun stores are essential in its revised federal guidance, as reported by the Washington Times recently. The revised guidance came on the heels of a Friday letter to the Trump administration from the Gun Owners of America and Gun Owners of California. Well, as you can imagine, this is huge. It's an important victory, even though the determination is only advisory in nature, because most states that legally adopt Homeland Security's guidance for their state are now recognizing gun stores and shooting ranges as essential businesses. And we're seeing this being done across the nation. In Los Angeles, the sheriff has done an about face and is allowing gun stores to remain open. And a state like New Jersey has now reversed itself and declared that gun stores can stay open too. But our job isn't done yet. GOA's legal team is currently looking at some other states which are refusing to abide by the federal guidance regarding gun stores. So stay tuned for more updates on this front. Now, I can report that GOA has won some battles against local jurisdictions that were going rogue on the Second Amendment. Take North Carolina. Several counties and cities were using stay-at-home orders to shut down gun stores. And there were about half a dozen localities and all that was doing this. So GOA and our friends at Grassroots North Carolina took swift action, and we threatened multiple lawsuits. And after doing that, all of the offending counties and cities have told us that they're retreating from their earlier position. So certainly that's fantastic news. Our attorneys were in communication with these localities and have now given the all-clear signal declaring gun stores in the Tar Heel state to be open for business. So that was a big deal. In another state, in Louisiana, anti-gunners in New Orleans used the current emergency to ban firearms sales there. So our state director put out a grassroots alert urging representatives, state representatives, to introduce legislation preventing politicians from using any emergency to infringe upon the Second Amendment in any way. Well, thanks to that alert and to our members in Louisiana, 2 representatives stepped forward and introduced legislation that will strip Louisiana or any locality in the state of its supposed power to run roughshod over the Second Amendment during a declared emergency or disaster. I mean, that's great news, and it's a great example of representatives listening to the voice of the people. So if you live in Louisiana, please go to the link on the screen to take action in favor of these 2 bills and to take action in favor of constitutional carry. Of course, you know, obviously the legislature is basically on an extended vacation right now because of COVID-19. But we shouldn't back down now, so stay tuned for future updates when they get back to work. GOA has also been on the ground fighting in Pennsylvania. There were some sheriffs there who stopped issuing licenses to carry firearms. So I sent a letter along with GOA's state director, Dr. Val Fennell, to every sheriff in the state, explaining that by law they were required to process carry applications. We also activated our members to put pressure on the sheriffs to uphold the law and their constitutional duties. And I love it. One sheriff said, "Wow, we got a lot of blowback from people." This was after the GOA alert went out. And guess what? That sheriff is now issuing permits again, and so are many other sheriffs in the state as well. And, I just want to tell you, everybody, this shows the power of grassroots activism, because you get a lot of people contacting their elected officials in a respectful manner, and it makes a difference. We're very thankful to our Pennsylvania members for taking action and making a difference in their state. If you've been watching our live streams, you know that I said in the last one that one thing that this coronavirus pandemic has shown is the need for constitutional carry. Because whenever our God-given rights are infringed, you can expect there to be negative repercussions. And sadly, we're seeing the nasty consequences of turning a right into a privilege during this crisis. Forcing people to beg for permission to exercise their rights is resulting in abuses, like people not being able to carry concealed because some sheriffs had stopped processing applications. That's why we need to pass constitutional carry all across the nation. And you can be sure that GOA is not going to stop fighting for that until that's the case. But we can't do it without you. We can't do it without your support. There are many other states and localities that GOA is involved in defending right now. I can't cover them all here right now, but please stay tuned for future updates. And if you're able to, and I understand that right now might be a tough time for some, but if you are able to, please consider supporting our efforts with the link on the screen or in the description. I'll tell you, a little bit goes a long way, and it's greatly appreciated. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.